That's good.
Yeah. I'll mail you some shillings. We are on cam. We're on cam for a Wednesday edition of the Slate, the highest rated edition of the Slate week in and week out. Have we announced that the Slate's going away? Has that been a thing? I know that we talked
I don't
about
think
it
we were
last
allowed to
week.
do that. I don't think we were
Oh,
allowed to
really?
do that, but we have.
Oh,
now.
well, it's going away after today and it'll be back tomorrow.
Okay,
and I'm excited for that. I'm Emerson Latzia. Jeff Ulrich is here. Nick Fryer's been a little emotional today. He is here. Producer Eamon trying to keep this train on the tracks. AC on the ones and DOS twos. Guys, we're going to have a full 30 minutes here to talk about U.S. Open picks, best bets, DFS plays, because there's a fat ass millionaire contest on DraftKings where if you're lucky enough to win it, like if you listen to Jeff and Nick and all of our DK analysts dish out their picks, their DFS plays, you will win $1 million freaking dollars. Yeah. Tell me about it, partner. Okay. Fryer, how you doing today? You're doing okay? You're ready? You're geared up?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Wow. Okay.
Why are you being like this though? It's because you
all.
It's U.S. Open week, pal. You need to get with it. It's the best event.
Come on, man. This is one of the best weeks of the year after like Masters week.
Oh, dude. I know. I'm very excited for it. I went to it last year. I had a great time. I absolutely loved the U.S. Open. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. What does that have to do with what I'm doing? What's the matter?
I don't know. You just don't seem like you're super into it. And like Jeff and I are super into this.
No.
Well, I'm sorry, Jeff. Am I ruining your time? Is that how you feel?
I mean, kind of, yes.
Okay. All right. I'll try and pick it up for you, Jeff. I apologize to you.
That would be great.
Let me tell you guys something right now. I'll go ahead and start this. I'll go ahead and I will be the better man.
Huh? You know what we need to do? Okay, go ahead.
What?
Sorry.
No. Jeff, say it. No, Jeff, say it.
I was just gonna say, you know what? I want to start with Nick's picks because I want us all to be unified today. Okay.
I like this attitude.
That's going to need a lot more to happen if we're going to be unified, Jeff. Okay.
Let's not get all of them at once. Let's get the one you are possibly most confident in, or do you have an outright? Give me an outright.
I do have an outright. I have two outrights. Okay, but I'm a little annoyed because, and it's not Jeff's fault, but Jeff tweeted out the splits from DK Sportsbook, and here I am. This is why we call it Fade Fryer, I think, because because I'm not a golf guy and I go with the public in this one. And what's the number one public play you would say, Jeff, in your mind, not looking at the sportsbook splits? What would you think the average golf bettor is going to go after this weekend for someone to win this tournament?
They're going to bet Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler. Okay, well that makes you feel a little bit better because I thought it was going to be Max Homa because of the home course advantage or whatever.
Yeah, Max Homa at his home. I love that. Care. No. I wasn't giving you crap for that. I actually everyone loves that.
Anyways, well, he has the home course record at Los Angeles Country Club. 4 of his 6 career wins have come in California. Now, Jeff, you had cited some of the stats you cited on cheat sheet. Approach, strokes gained on approach was one of the important ones, correct? Okay, so
it's important every week, but I do expect short game to be on this kind of course. Even more vital this week. I mean, bogey avoidance, 3-putt avoidance. Yeah, that's what we're looking at this week.
So he's 12th in that category. Now, I saw the quote from I think it was Morikawa. Morikawa was talking, and I think was a strokes gained around the green, or is that a little bit more amplified here, or is it approach? I wasn't quite sure.
So I think it's a little bit more of an approach-driven course. I mean, it's, in terms of just how it sets up. Yeah, absolutely.
That's okay, good. So then his around the green game, he's 31st in that right now, so I'm not as worried. Coming in, I obviously, again, his familiarity with the course. I don't know how much you cited that in cheat sheet, quite honestly, but I would imagine just given what he's done here previously, that's huge. And then 6 of the past, 16 U.S. Open winners had a win during that season before winning the U.S. Open. Again, a stat that Jeff cited. Also, 11 of the past 13 winners had at least 4 top 10 finishes before their U.S. Open win, and I believe he has that as well. I know he at least has 2 wins, and then he has a runner-up finish. I didn't even check to see if he had a 3rd win because I don't really need more than that to back Max Homa to win. And I guess top 10 is another play here too. I don't know if I'd go top 5. If I'm doing ladder betting, but plus 300 for top 10. But I like him to win. He's definitely my guy this week. I feel very confident in that one.
Look,
Jeff, so many people are high on that guy.
Max Homa makes sense. I mean, just because, I tweeted out that the public are betting, it doesn't mean make it negative. I was just pointing it out to people. He's higher than he normally would be in a major in terms of the betting handle and bets. So full disclosure, in February or January, I took a piece of Max Homa at like plus 5,000. It maybe I can't even remember. It was plus 6,000. I'll have to check, but I got a little piece of Homa this week. I've had it for I'm just not going to add to it because I just, I feel like there's a few better plays. You can get down to Jordan Spieth and Cameron Smith at plus 3,000, but I mean, look, it's fine. I mean, he's plus 3,500. He's not plus 1,800 like Xander. Mm-hmm. He's got more wins than Xander and Cantlay this year. He's definitely someone you can look to, regardless of the narratives or if you think it's silly or not. I mean, he plays well in this part of the world.
While most golfers are seeing LA Country Club for the first time, I think one of the reasons people love Homa so much is because California guy, but also Jeff, and drink every time you hear this week, he holds the course record here, I believe, like 61. I believe he fired during like the Pac-12 championships or something like that at some point. Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler played it during the 2017 Walker Cup. We mentioned the Scheffler playing the Walker Cup on Monday's show with you, Jeff. But yeah, a lot of dudes who will be seeing this course for the first time. Jeff.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple other names too who have played this course a lot. Justin Suh, Sahith Theegala, Patrick Rogers, all West Coast guys, went to university out here. Maybe not in competition, but they've played here numerous times. I think Theegala mentioned he had played here like 20, 30 times. So
wow,
there's players who have experience here.
That's funny, Jeff, because on the flip side of that coin, you have guys like Rory McIlroy, who admitted last week, the RBC Canadian, that the only LA Country Club research that he has been able to do up to this point was on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an easy place to go get around. It's not somewhere where, you can just walk in or fly to and be like, yeah, I'm going to play this weekend. So it's going to be a new thing for a lot of people. And the one thing I'll say about, the course history and like playing the course before, that's fine that these guys have played there, but it wasn't a US Open setup. There weren't 290-yard par threes. I guarantee you that. There wasn't Bermuda rough.
That's insane.
Up to your knee, it's going to play different. It's going to play quite a bit different than it did for a college setup. So it's still the same course, but I don't know. I don't know how worked up I get about the course history. I think like when you're looking at the course history, I think if you're looking for maybe like top 40 plays, maybe matchup bets and maybe first round leader bets, but I'm not going to let it sway me to a guy in the outright betting if I didn't already like him. Let's leave it at that.
Okay. Can we talk about, please, how damn good of a play Siwoo Kim is this week? There's a lot of people on this dude. I grabbed him around 8. I think it was plus 8,000. I think it was close to actually plus 9,000 at one point, Jeff. Siwoo Kim, we know this. You and I are both high on him. Top 20 approach player, number 11 in par 3 scoring, chips it well. Just need that putter to show up. And if that putter shows up, he's in the freaking conversation.
Yeah, Siwoo Kim's talented enough to win a major. Absolutely.
One of the players.
He started out really hot. Yeah, he won the players, obviously. He's beaten an elite field like this before, which I like. Started out really hot to the year, won the Sony. His game just it didn't really dip. It just kind of leveled out. But his last, I would say 4 starts, he's really, really started to pick it up. The ball striking has been immaculate. The thing I like about him, he made a couple doubles like on the weekend at Muirfield. And you thought you're like, oh, well, he's done. Instantly, like 2, 3 birdies right back in it. This guy has a lot of confidence right now, in my opinion. We need that putter to show up. But my God, if he can just get the speed of these greens, I really do think he's someone who can put himself in contention here, because this course, it's going to play tough. Some guys are going to absolutely bomb out. And Michael Kim on Twitter, a PGA Tour regular, mentioned this.
I saw that tweet, Jeff, after you tweeted it out. I read the whole thing.
There's going to be guys blowing up, but there's also going to be some low scores available. There's drivable par 4s. These par 5s you can score on, I think, if you hit the right kind of approach and you're good around the greens. So really interesting setup. Siwoo's an aggressive player. It should benefit him. Really interested to see what he does this week at the very least. And you know what? We're talking about a guy who's plus 7,000. He's plus 550 for top 10.
Yes.
It's not hard to add him to your your betting card. So
made the cut in 18 and 21 starts this season, including 5 his last 6, during which he's posted 3 top 7 results. Nick Fryer, give me something sexy. Give me another really sexy bet here that we can keep an eye on over the next 4 days. I need this from you.
So I was looking at the top 30 market actually, and I was curious too because
this is a Fryer special, the top 30 department.
I was curious with, Siwoo Kim is plus 125 to finish in the top 30, but I actually like a guy who's a little bit further down the board there at plus 260. I'm going to go with Sepp Straka this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us why, because I got a reason I like him.
Now, again, we were talking about approach earlier and how important that is this weekend. Obviously, before Jeff says it again, it is an importance at all times, but it's specifically important this weekend. He's 8th in strokes gain approach this week not among the field, right? Because we got some live guys thrown in the mix, but 6th among PGA players, although the lines are getting hazy now, apparently. But not as good around the green. But he's been top 30 in the last 3 tournaments that he's played in, including a 7th at the PGA. Top 30 here again at him. I like it a lot. And at plus 260, I love it.
Buddy, building momentum after that fantastic showing at the PGA, which you mentioned, top 10 in strokes gained approach, top 60 putter, Jeff Ulrich, which is why Daddy may have him for top 5 after the first round. Okay.
First round,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
first
not a
round
bad way
top
to play
5.
Sepp
I know.
Straka. I mean,
when
he
I
can get super hot.
You didn't crap on it the other day when I told you about it, and that's when I'm like, wow. When Jeff not crapping on something I'm interested in, I said this may be decent.
It may be decent. I mean, Sepp Straka is he's a hard player to pin down because he does have kind of what you call like an elite tee to green game. I mean, the approaches, as Nick pointed out very astutely, they've been firing lately. He's tended to do his best, have his best results on like Bermuda, like the Honda Classic and a couple other spots like that. But I mean, he played really well at the PGA Championship. He made the cut at Augusta. I mean, I'm not going to discount a guy just because he doesn't have like a long history of playing well on like the West Coast or certain type of venues. So yeah, no, I mean, I think the plus 260 for top 30 is actually, that's probably about where I'd want to target Sepp Straka. You can go back further, but like honestly with Straka, either he's going to have it like with the greens and around the greens, or he's just not. I think that the long game is there, but like if the rest of it shows up, he'll finish top 30 because he's striking it so well. And you know what? If he doesn't, he probably just missed the cut. So I kind of like going to the top 30 as well. I think that's actually a nice way to target him. And first round leader makes sense too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's certainly
it just has to be top 5, Jeff. Not even first round leader. I just need him top 5 first round.
It's actually a good thing to point out. With the first round leader market, like DraftKings, it's a little bit expanded this week, so we can go after guys for top 5 and top 10 finishes. Sepp Straka, I like Patrick Rogers, who I mentioned has a lot of course experience, plus 2,200 for a top 5. Really like that. And then another guy with course experience who's just been Justin Suh might be the best putter on the PGA right now, plus 2,500 for a top 5 for Justin Suh. That I really like. So
he was hot starting off last week I remember you talking about him, and then I looked and I was like, he was rolling.
Oh no, he imploded. But that's why I like the first round leader market for him, right? We just need a good start. We just need one putting round.
So I can't go near it right now because after Brooks won and I had him to lead after the first round and not to win it overall. I can't touch that market.
That's why you bet the long shots like the Sepps and the
Jeff.
You bet the long shots in the first round. You bet the quality to win to come through on Sunday.
Yeah, well,
you guys are right about.
I'm not betting Justin Suh to come through on Sunday, but Thursday.
No, but ranks 12th in both strokes gained putting and make percentage from 5 to 10 feet, which we all know is crucial. If only your boy Fleetwood could have done that last week in extra holes, Jeff. And Suh, 4-time All-American down the road at USC. Feels kind of cozy here.
Glad you guys are all getting a laugh at my expense. Glad the pain that I was going through on Sunday.
Oh, come on. A Canadian won it.
All of a sudden. Yeah, no, it's okay. I can handle it. It's okay. I've been there. We'll get there.
Hey, Ulrich, take me down the board. Take me down the board right now.
Take you down to Paris City.
Okay, so So we like Siwoo. We like Siwoo plus like 7,000, right? How much further down the board would you be willing to go for an outright here?
I mean, there's some names. I mean, Mito Pereira at plus 8,000. I mean, I bet Mito.
Until he gets that 72nd hole.
Sure, and then I'll hedge or something. But Mito, I mean, look, this is a deep event, and there are a lot of quality names here. Minwoo Lee is another guy. Mito and Minwoo are probably the two guys I would be the most interested in after Siwoo. Minwoo Lee is a really, really talented player.
Yeah, he's
long enough off the tee, I think, to compete at a US Open. And his around the green game and putter, I mean, like you would put, I think you would put it up there with like, maybe not quite yet, but the Spieth Cam Smith level, you may see him ascend to those heights one day. He's really good. And I think this kind of course will help him a little bit. He's played well in the majors throughout his career. Like he's made cuts in the majors. He's top 15 at the Masters on his debut.
Yeah, top 20 at Oak Hill this year too.
And I think like top 10, top 5 is definitely in play for him. Thigala, who I love, is another guy you could consider. I would probably go Minwoo Lee over Thigala, but it's both those guys, really, really good young players. And then I know Jason Sobel mentioned him today. Ryan Fox is someone else you could think about. I think I'd rather Ryan Fox as a top 10 or something, maybe a first round leader bet. But in DFS, Ryan Fox is another guy to think about. Good low and play, but he's long off the tee. He can handle himself on the greens too. He's turned into a really strong putter, which I like this week, because I think that if you're long off the tee here and you don't get into too much trouble and you can sink those 5 to 10 footers consistently, that alone is going to keep you in contention and just from not completely just flaming out on this course. So I think a guy like Ryan Fox could find this one okay for him. So.
Well, Fryer's going to love this because Ryan Fox is a top 30 machine, big boy. He has 10 of them this year, including 2 in majors. Has missed his last 3 U.S. Open cuts, though. But, hey, this is L.A., baby. Anything is possible, right? Reach for the stars, city of angels.
So I'm curious though, Jeff, like, because he's 7,100 in DFS too. Like, would you go him or would you go Sepp if you had to pick between the two? I'm assuming you go Fox.
It's close. I would probably go Fox, but like again, I mean, we're close. I feel like Sepp probably be a little bit higher owned, but I just like Fox's.
Yeah, I could see him being higher on. That's a good call.
It is tough between those two. I could see an argument either way, but I would lean Fox. Again, Sepp Straka's done nothing to really have us doubt him at this point, but kind of just like this venue for Fox, if anything. Not really anything strong for me there. Just I just prefer Fox.
Okay. Fryer, what else you got on your card, big boy?
So I need you guys to talk me off the ledge on this one because you know that when we've talked about him before, I've been very quick to criticize, whereas Jeff's been on the other side. But Rory obviously is coming in and it's been a little bit frustrating with everything going on. And I know we talk about stats and they're always important and you can't get too caught up in the intangibles or the narratives and all that stuff, as much as I'm going with Homa, whatever Jeff it is. But I originally was looking at Rory because like, okay, he's coming in. He's going to be dealing with the live guys again. Believe me, I'll be the first to tell you that he's going to choke under the pressure. But this is like I would think this is a different situation for him from a mental standpoint, where I would think he's coming in fairly upset, maybe annoyed at a certain individual who continues to say things that they shouldn't say and talk smack in a Slack channel, to the media. And maybe he's going to step up in this moment. So I'm just curious, like, are you guys fading him completely? Do I sound crazy?
No, he's in my DFS lineup. Oh, yeah. I'm all about this. Only because I listened to Jeff and I listened to Len on our shows. And this is after last week, where no one wanted anything to do with him. Had a pretty decent showing. Sunday was disappointing. I think he was I think he shot even par on Sunday. But Jeff, why all of a sudden are you back on to this guy, to Roy?
I mean, look at he's finished top 10 3 events in a row. He's top 10 at the PGA Championship. I mean, he's a top 10 machine. Like for DFS, it's really not hard to make an argument. He's 9,900. I mean, Victor Hovland's more expensive than him. Cantlay's more expensive than him. He's just a good value. I mean, in terms of upper tier, this is a guy who produces at almost every major regardless of whether you think he should win or not, right? Like he's not someone who necessarily leaves us hanging. And I mean, you look at Rory, okay, he didn't win the Canadian Open. Well, Matthew Fitzpatrick played the Canadian Open last year and finished T10. You know, like it's the Canadian Open isn't the goal here. You know, the goal is to win the US Open. I really, really like the fact that Rory came in this week and said, I'm not talking anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like it's over. I'm playing. And it's looked good. I think that this course, you know, what Rory hasn't won the one US Open he won was at Congressional. And it was, I'm telling you, it was soft conditions that week. It was rain. The course played like a dart fest. That's why Rory won. I'm not saying this is going to play like that, but at the same time, if there's lower scores out there, that's good for Rory, in my opinion. That's really good because everything for him seems to be fine. The off the tee game is back. From what we've seen, a draw may be actually really good at this course too. Yeah. So he's going to stay out of trouble off the tee. His around the green game has actually looked good, and the putter is heated up. He's got to get the wedges in order. If he does that here, there's no reason he can't go out and shoot 64 one day and get himself right there on Sunday, or maybe he does it on Sunday. So yeah, I'm kind of bullish. I like this. It's a little bit of a different style, maybe a bit more of an open setup for him. Let's go. This guy is so overdue to win a major. It's not even ridiculous. Everyone is making fun of him. I just think it's just wrong to doubt players of this talent because eventually the talent wins out, regardless of what we all want to think.
I will say this too, and reading some articles from guys who are out there, we've seen the videos how thick the rough can be, but apparently this season the rough has also been really slow to grow. So maybe, and it's going to be difficult. USGA set up for a US Open. We know that, Jeff. But at certain points in areas on this course, there is a lack of rough, which could allow this dude, if he does start spraying his tee shots, to maybe not suffer too much of a penalty, as severe of a penalty as he would if maybe this thing was filled out.
I'm not worried about Rory off the tee here. Like that's, you know, Rory off the tee is fine. I mean, it's just like I said, can you get those approaches dialed in? And I mean, if he does, man, like this is a kind of course where I could definitely see him maybe just jiving with more, you know, like he doesn't like the wing foots, the big bomb, like where it's just gouge it out of the rough. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be creative, hit the creative shots. I think this is going to let him do that a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. I get why people are out on him, but at the very least for DFS, he makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of getting there in the outright market. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little room left to hit up someone with a little boost. And right now I'm leaning to put it on Rory, but we'll see what happens tonight. So
and I'm glad you brought up Wingfoot because I don't hate Bryson this week.
No, how can you hate Bryson?
I don't. And you know, one of my bold predictions while I'm rooting for Siwoo Kim for obvious reasons, it wouldn't shock me if a live guy comes out of this thing hoisting the US Open trophy. You had Jason Sobel take Cameron Smith this morning in a playoff over Jordan Spieth.
That'd be fun.
But come on, Bryson DeChambeau, we saw the way he played last time out. Jeff, wasn't he first round leader at the PGA too? And you like this course setup for him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a US Open setup. I mean, any US Open setup is going to be positive for Bryson. He's just bombing it off the tee. He gains 7 strokes off the tee, 7.5 strokes off the tee at the PGA. He's in shape. He just feels more comfortable with himself. The live stuff. I know he goes on, and I know people don't always like what he says, but you know,
because some of the stuff he says is just stupid. Just play golf, brother. Like, I don't hate him when he just plays golf. He's entertaining as hell. Just stop talking.
He rambles on a little bit too much. I really don't mind. I really don't mind Bryson as much as other people. I mean, I don't think he's quite as controversial as other people think. He's just a dude who's really into science and getting things and very analytical, and that's it. And there's not much else to it. But anyways, his price for right now, for a guy who's played as well as he has over the last couple months, and I know some of these are live results and you can nitpick them all you want, but
yes,
plus 4,000 for Bryson at a US Open when Cantlay and Hovland and even basically all the guys underneath him. I mean, who are you going to take? Bryson's at plus 4,000. He's double the odds of Hovland. Patton, he just shouldn't be that on this kind of setup because this is where the off the tee guys, the guys with the big distance who can get it out of the rough. You know, if Bryson hits it in the rough, he's not going to be 200 yards back. He's going to be 160 back, and he's got the strength to get it up out of the rough. So that's where it makes a huge difference for him. It really does benefit him, these setups. I know it's a bit of a quirky course, but I mean, it's still the US Open. So yeah, dude, I just think that with the number he's at, it's almost like a no-brainer. Like, you're not going to have much regret at plus 4,000, but if he's there on Sunday and you're like, my God, why didn't I bet Bryson at plus 4,000? Like, it's almost just betting someone so you don't have to do that, because the regret you would have if Bryson wins at plus 4,000, I mean, it's just, I don't want to say it's obvious, but like, again, this is a guy who won the US Open by 6 strokes. It was only 3 years ago. So,
you know, to that end too, you know, if you go to, there's a live specials tab too.
Oh, there is?
For the
Hit
terms.
it up.
Yeah,
Let's
Jeff,
go
to
to
the top. If you go
Let's
all the way to the right, Jeff. There's top live golfer, and then just you can bet just on a live golfer to win too. There's there's no option, but plus 340 for yes, and then for top live golfer too. If you guys are that high on Bryson like Jeff is, he's plus 650 to lead all live golfers. So I mean, that seems like
I like that
better bet.
Okay. I mean, Jeff, you're absolutely right. Like with how far that dude hits it, he's obviously going to be one of the best from 200 yards and out this year. And like, he has been all year when we've seen him in these majors. And I think the one concern that I've seen mentioned for him, you've seen the pictures, the course looks incredible. An ass ton of uneven lies though, which some people say, like with his one length wedges and shorter clubs, that could possibly give him some trouble out there.
It's a quirky course. There's going to be some guys who like literally just come here and like, I hate it. Yeah, it's going to be like Chambers Bay. That's exactly what happened at Chambers Bay. There was the guys who just dealt with it. You know, Scott dealt with it well, Reed, Spieth, the DJ, but like Ricky Fowler, a bunch of other names, they just did not like Chambers Bay, and they bombed out early. I don't know what side Bryson's going to fall on. I really don't. But again, it's the US Open and he's playing well. That's all I need at plus 4,000. I don't need him to jive or have some big course correlation here. It's plus 4,000. He's not plus 1,400. He's one of the only people who really gave Brooks a run at the PGA, and we're getting him at plus 4,000. Okay. Like, it's just an easy one not to overthink. I'm not going to have any regret, regardless of what Bryson does. No regrets, because it's
not a single letter.
It's that's right.
All right.
Just because of the price. So yeah.
Jeff, T4 at Chambers Bay in 2015. You know who that was? Cameron Smith.
Cam Smith. Yep.
Okay. And then Jordan Spieth won that year, I think, right?
He did. Dusty blew it. He 3-putted from about 20 feet.
So are you concerned at all? Like, is the risk still a concern for Jordan Spieth?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so either, but then everyone's like, oh, like the thick rough and stuff, but like, I don't know.
Thick rough on Memorial too.
Yeah.
Thick rough on Memorial. He played the PGA. He didn't withdraw from the PGA. He made the cut. He played 3 weeks in a row with the wrist concerns. He pulled out at one event. He put some Kineso tape, and he said it's gotten better every day since. And then he finished top 5 in Memorial. It hasn't even crossed my mind. He's fine. Good.
I'm glad. Jeff, is there a big fade for you though? Is there someone that a lot of people are high on, even bettors are high on? We've seen you tweet out the numbers, as Nick has mentioned before, and there's a guy you're like, what is going on there? I would not bet on that guy. I would not back him on my betting card. I would not put him in my DFS lineups.
I mean, look, I'm one of the people who just like, you can't, I don't try to get too full of myself where I say, oh, I know this golfer is going to do well. Sometimes I'll have a feeling and you get, like you take a big stance, but for me, it's just about letting the numbers do the work. There's no way in hell I'm betting Xander Schauffele at plus 1,800. Like, there's just no way. I mean, it's not even that I don't like Xander. I think that he's very capable of winning this week, but like, look at the names underneath him. We just went through them. I mean, Spieth, Smith, even Max Homa is like double him in odds. There's just no reason for him to be there except the fact that the public loves betting on Xander because he's got the great US Open record. And pretty much you could say word for word about Patrick Cantlay. So these guys to me have become good regular season targets and great fades in the majors. And I don't really think that is an approach that you need to go away from this week for any reason. If Xander wins at plus 1,800, I'm really not going to feel terrible. I didn't really miss out on like a great number. Yeah, sure. I'd love to celebrate a Xander Schauffele major win, but not at that number. And you can always play him in DFS a little bit too and get some exposure there.
Okay.
So those two guys for me. I'm not huge on Matthew Fitzpatrick this week either, to be honest. He won on the East Coast. That's kind of where he played a lot of his golf. He's never really done anything out here on the West. I'm completely. I would say I'm almost a complete fade on him. I just think you look at who's around him in salary on DFS. We got Spieth and Cameron Smith, and even who's around him in price for betting. I really have no reason to be super bullish on him. Again, I like him as a player, but I just don't think he's quite at the top level like some of the other players maybe potentially are.
All right. And he just had his braces removed, as we discussed this morning on
Lost
the
a
sweat.
lot of metal. It's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, certainly did. Maybe he'll
pH
gain more.
balance
Maybe
might be out of whack. So
maybe he'll gain more though if he's hoisting that trophy on Sunday. Best player in golf without a major. Maybe he will finally shed that label. Nick
what are
Fryer.
you talking about? He won the U.S. Open last year.
That's Xander.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Fitzpatrick. Okay, yeah, no, Xander.
No. I'm sorry. I was talking about Xander.
Okay, who is?
I'm
the
aware
best player
because you know who was there to witness Fitzpatrick winning the U.S. Open was the guy wearing the U.S. Open hoodie.
Ah.
Hey Nick, you
Fryer.
did a great job today.
Oh, thanks.
Nick, do you have a home run prop for us?
I don't.
No, we have to go. We have our
Yeah.
producer being like, we have to go. You just don't pay attention to Slack.
No, I don't pay attention.
And apparently AC is dead. He hasn't answered what the Madden matchup is coming up next.
We'll just make it up. It's Miami and
No, you
and
can't
Tampa
do
Bay.
that. I don't think you can do
No,
that.
it is
But,
Miami, Tampa.
oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
No, it isn't. I don't know. Actually, that was a lie. I don't know what it is.
All right. Love you guys. Mean it. Thank you, AC. Thank you, producer Eamon, everybody. The show, the sweat. Oh, it's New England and Green Bay. So you were close, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, really
The
close.
sweat's back tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Eastern time. It's an NBA draft special. Nick Fryer will be part of that. We're doing the first 14 picks. We're not making the first pick because we all know who's going number one. We'll see everyone tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Kevin Garnett, #1 pick.
No.